Hi, this is Gail Nettles with Beaded Jewelry Diva. Today we are going to learn how to make the spiral rope beading stitch. We're going to go ahead and make this spiral rope for this particular project. But what we'll also do is you're going to learn how to end a thread, start a new thread. You're going to learn about different ideas, different kinds of beads that you can use for the spiral rope. And I'll also talk a little bit more about this particular bracelet, which was made with a spiral rope. Here are the supplies that we're going to need for this particular project. You're going to need some size 6 seed beads. This is what we call the core beads because they run down the center of the project. So size 6 for the cores. Then I have 3 different colors of size 8 seed beads. I have a needle, which is a size 11. You could use a 10 very easily with this. I have some thread. I am using 1G this particular time in a dark blue so you can have a good contrast. I have a stop bead, which is just a different color than all the rest of my beads, and my trusty scissors. I've already strung on my stop bead, and I have about a foot long for a tail. I have about 4 feet strung on this particular, for this particular project. This particular stitch uses a lot of thread. You're probably going to have to change threads at least once through your project, but for right now, for this demonstration, 4 feet should be good enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 3 of my size 6 seed beads. Again, these are the core beads. I'm going to pick up 4 of the size 8 seed beads. I am going to run my needle up through all 3 of the core beads. Do not run your needle through your stop bead, whatever you do. Okay, so I've got it looking like this. I'm going to flip my beads so that the new size 8s are over on my left-hand side. That is my particular preference. You could leave it over on the right-hand side. All that matters is that after every time you add the beads, you flip it in the same direction. So I've got my 3 core beads, my 4 size 8s. I'm going to add another core bead. So this is the size 6. I'm then going to go ahead and add 4 more of the next color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and again these are still size 8s. I'm going to count down 3 from the top. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that one's a little wonky, but we'll just leave it for right now. So up through the top 3 of the core beads and pull, and then move it off to the left. Pick up another of the core beads, slide it down, pick up 4 of the next color size 8s, go ahead, count 3 down from the top, put your needle up through the top 3, slide it over, and that is your first, if I can get it slid over, that is your first rotation. So that's your first 3 sets of your colors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one more time for all 3 colors, and then I'm going to do it a little bit further on so you can see what it looks like a little bit longer, and then we'll talk a little bit more about ending thread and things of that nature. So slide on a core bead, and what color do we use this time? That's right, it's the cranberry color. So add 4 of the cranberries. Count down 3. 1, 2, 3. Needle up through all 3 of these. Slide it over. Add another core. Slide it down. Pick up 4 beads in the next color. Count down 3. 1, 2, 3. Needle up through those 3. And then slide it over. And like I said, once more for demo, and then I'll do the rest off camera, is slide down another core bead, pick up 4 of the next color. Always assuming I can do that. Count down 3, put your needle up. Voila. You've got your next rotation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do some of this more off camera so you don't have to watch me do it. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about how to end and start a new thread. And also you get to see what this looks like a little bit farther along. Here it is a little bit further along. Now, I did 2 things on this that I want to show you. Okay, down here is what I was showing you in the very beginning. So you can see how it twists to form a spiral over the core. And the only thing that I don't like about this particular one is it has the tendency to untwist a little too easily, as you can see. So what I've done up here, and I'll show you how to do this real quick too, is I've made it so it's a little bit thicker. So it tends to keep the spiral just a little bit better. And here's how I did it. Put on a core bead. I'm adding 4 of the cranberries just like usual. 3, 4. And once again, running it through the top 3 of the core beads. As you can tell, I'm getting real close on the thread too, so it'll be a perfect time to show you how to add and end and add a new thread. Okay, so I've got my cranberries. Add another core bead. I'm going to pick up 4 of my next color size 8s. Put it through the top 3 just like usual. Nothing different so far. Here's the next step, is where the difference comes in. Previously, I would add another core bead and then I'd add my 3rd color. In this particular case, I'm not adding another core bead. I am going to go ahead and put my 4 size 8 seed beads on this exact same 3 core beads and pull. So what I'm doing is I'm making it thicker. So by the time that it starts coiling, you can see the spiral a whole lot better. It just stays together, I think, a lot better. Okay, I've got that. Obviously, I am running out of thread, so I'm going to show you how to go ahead and add some thread. I'm going to just pull off a bit of my 1G. You like to stretch it when you're using the 1Gs. Okay, I've clipped it. Take my needle off the thread. I'm just going to go ahead and thread this one really quick. Okay, this is my needle with my new thread. Here's the tail of my new thread. I'm going to take this, and I'm knotting it against the old thread. So just a simple overhand knot. And I'm going to pull it real tight, and it's going to slide down to be next to the hole. So it's going to be next to the core bead. Okay, I'm going to find my ends again, and I'm going to tie them twice more. And so I've got, it looks like 3 strands are coming out of this core bead, and you'd be right. So I slip on a core bead, push it down, and you're wondering, what the heck are you going to do with these? I'll show you in just a second. So, but right now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead merrily as if nothing had happened, as if I just not added a new thread. So since purple was the last one, I'm adding my cranberries, and I just keep on going. So what happens with these guys? Well, I guess you could just go ahead and cut them. I don't like to. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and thread them down into the work some. So let's see if I can thread this needle. Ooh, first time. That never happens. Okay, so you can see where my thread is the knot right there, and the beads that are closest to it are the pink ones and the purple ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide my needle down through them. I'm going to go down into the core bead. So this is the next one in line. So it's kind of like I'm doing this in reverse. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the pink ones again. So slide it on down. Make sure you don't get it looped over anything. I'm going to go ahead and go down one more time, slide it into one of my pinks, one of my size 8s, just the first one, and then I'm going to tie a half hitch knot. So needle goes under the thread bridge, do a loop, put the needle through the loop, pull tight, and I'll do one more. So needle under the thread bridge, pull a loop, needle through the loop, and then I will just go through one more bead before I cut the thread. And that is how you add a new thread onto it. Now obviously I need to do the same thing for this other tail end, but you get the idea. Let's recap really quick. Here is the spiral rope. And as you can see, this is the thicker spirals up here, and this is the thinner spirals down here. I want to show you a couple of other examples. Here's one with, again, the size 6 on the core beads, but the spiral beads, instead of being a size 8, these are size 11s. But I went ahead and I made 2 for each set. So instead of doing 1 and then adding a core and then 2 and adding a core, this was 2, add a core, 2, add a core. This one was done with bugle beads. Not sure about the color combination, but I think the effect is really neat with the bugle beads, size 15, size 11s, and of course the size 6s on the cores. If you've been noticing it, we've got this bracelet that I've been wearing. I do have a tutorial for this one, Gift of the Sea spiral rope bracelet. And it's made with crystals. So these are crystal rondelles. We've also got size 10, size 11, size 6s, and it's a whole lot of fun to make this. So I have this entire tutorial as well. If you've enjoyed today's video, I hope that you'll give me a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you'll subscribe. And if you get a chance, come on over and visit me at www.beadedjewelrydiva.com. I'd love to see you over there. I've got lots more tutorials and all sorts of other neat stuff. So this is Gail Nettles signing off for today. Hope you have a wonderful day and keep on beading. Bye.